Alright, this is lesson 49. Yep, 49 for 7th grade. And today we're talking about our adding and subtracting mixed measures. What this deals with a little bit is some conversions and things like that. So tomorrow we're going to start off with some quick conversions, things that we've seen before, like converting 24 feet into yards. Okay, so we start off with this one here. There are 3 feet in every yard. So 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. And we're going to match up feet with feet, yards with yards, 24 feet. So we set up a little proportion here. How do we get from 3 feet to 24 feet? Well, we multiply by 8. So 3 times 8 gives us a 24. So 1 times 8 would give us 8 yards. Or just 24 divided by 3. And we have a bunch of different ways to do those. One way that you'll often see me do it is start with what they give you, 24 feet. And I know that eventually we want to get to yards. So we're going to multiply it by something to get there. Whatever you start with is your feet. So that always goes in the bottom of this one. And we know that 3 feet equals 1 yard. And at this point, you multiply it by things that are on the top and divide by things that are on the bottom. So 24 times 1 is 24, divided by 3 still gets you that 8 yards. Okay. We'll get into more of that later too. Alright. Quickly, 5 feet, 3 inches to just inches. Okay. Well, there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So 5 times 12 is 60. Plus that 3, 63 inches. And 1 hour and 24 minutes to just minutes. Well, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, so we would add 60, 24, we would get 84 minutes. Alright? And that was 60 plus 24. Okay? So these little things are going to help us with what we do today. So this isn't the main topic, but they are little tools that we're going to use. Okay, so here is an example of mixed measure. Well, mixed measure is a measurement that includes different units from the same category, so length, volume, time, etc. So movie length. If the movie was 1 hour and 48 minutes long, we could convert that into just minutes if we wanted to. We could convert it into seconds if we wanted to. It says to add mixed measures, we align the numbers in order to add units that are the same. Then we simplify when possible. Alright, so it's kind of just like a regular adding. We line things up. Okay, so here we have common category. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Common category is length here because we have yards, feet, inches, different lengths that we can use. So we're going to add 1 yard. 2 feet, 7 inches, to 2 yards, 2 feet, 8 inches. And then we start with the furthest to the right, like we do with regular addition. 8 plus 7 is 15 inches. 2 feet plus 2 feet is 4 feet. And 1 yard plus 2 yards is 3 yards. Okay? Now this isn't our final answer though, because we can simplify this even further, because this is over 1 foot long. So we got to remember that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So that means we have 15 minus 12. 1 foot, 3 inches. So this turns into 3 inches. Here, let's bring it up here. We have 3 inches. And then we take that 1 foot, that 12 inches, and we add it to this. Now we have 5 feet. And then 3 yards still, right there. However, we have one more step that we can do, because we know that 3 feet are in 1 yard. So 5 minus 3 feet. We have 2 feet left over. But this 3 feet turns into 1 yard. So we have the 1 to the 3. 4 yards. 4 yards, 2 feet, 3 inches is what we would get there. So it's a lot of simplifying after we do the adding. It's kind of like regular addition where we carry things over and add on once we carry the 1 or things like that. Okay, let's look at another one of those. This one they have lined up for us, but we can add and simplify. This one has the category of time. Okay, so we're going to add 35 and 50 first. So that's going to be 85 seconds. 40 and 45, also 85 minutes. And 2 plus 1 is 3 hours. Alright, so let's see what we have here. 60 seconds in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. 85 minus 60 is 25. So really, right here we have 1 minute and 25 seconds. Well, we're going to leave the 25 seconds here and add a minute to 86, or to 85. So we have 86 minutes now and 3 hours. Well, we also know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. So 86 minus 60 is 26. So right here we have an hour and 26 minutes. So we're going to change that to 26 minutes. And add the 1 hour to 3 and get 4 hours, 26 minutes, 25 seconds. And that would be the simplified version of that. Okay? And we can also subtract these, and that's a little bit different than adding. But it's like our regular subtraction where we have to borrow sometimes. So we have this one right here. 5 days, 10 hours, 15 minutes. Minus 1 day, 15 hours, 40 minutes. So we can see that if we do 15 minus 40, we're going to get a negative number. But what we can do then is do what we usually do and borrow if we need to. Or scribble smaller squeeze is what they used to call it. So 15 minus 40 isn't going to work. We can't take away from the 10 because we need 10 to be bigger than 15 here. So let's take away from here. 5 days. We'll turn it into 4 days. So we just took away 24 hours, basically. 1 day is 24 hours. So let's add 24 hours to this. 24 plus 10 is 34 hours. But we're also going to take away 1 hour from this. And that would be 60 minutes. So let's take away an hour. So we'll be left with 33 hours. And then add 60 to this. And we are left with 75 minutes. And now we can do our subtraction. 75 minus 40 is 35. 33 hours minus 15 should be 18 hours. And 4 days minus 1 day is 3 days. 3 days, 18 hours, 35 minutes. I'm going to double check that one and make sure I got my work right here. 7th grade. But I think we're good. Three days, 18 hours, 35 minutes. Alright, we got that one right. Cool. Now we're going to try one more of those. We didn't have to simplify in the end because this is less than a day, this is less than an hour, so it worked out. And one more example to go through. Subtract 4 yards 3 inches from 2 yards 1 foot 8 inches. This one's a little different. 4 yards and 3 inches minus 2 yards 1 foot 8 inches. Okay. Now the big issue here is obviously our first one. The thing we're taking away from doesn't have any yards, but that's an easy fix. Okay, we can't do 3 minus 8 here, so we're going to have to borrow. So we'll borrow from the 4. And we're going to take away 1 yard, so we're going to call this 3 yards. And 1 yard is 3 feet. So now we have 3 feet here. Okay? But we still need to borrow from this so that we can get some inches over here. So let's borrow 1 foot. That would be 2 feet now. And 1 foot is 12 inches. So we're going to add 12 inches to 3. 15 inches. Okay, now we can do this. 15 minus 8 is 7 inches. 2 minus 1 is 1 foot. And 3 minus 2 is 1 yard. So that would be our final answer. 1 yard, 1 foot, and 7 inches. Perfect. Alright, we're going to carry on with this tomorrow. See you then.